Hi students! So here I have scanned in the image that you saw me draw earlier of my daughter in her Snow White costume. And what I did prior to scanning it in on my scanner is I just used a regular black pen and I outlined the details a bit more and just refine them slightly even from the original, so that you really want to get the best possible image to scan in, because then you have less work to do cleaning it up. But that's what I'm going to start now, is the cleaning up. So the first thing is here, I really had a tough time with the length of the chair that she was sitting on. So I've got some extra space here that I want to delete, or erase actually, out. So I went over here and I found the eraser tool. So here I'm just in Sumopaint.com, like we've talked about, and 1, 2, 3, 4 down, eraser tool. And then the other thing you want to look at whenever you select something here, like let's say I'm on this, notice this whole thing changed. So let's go back to eraser, because that's one we actually want to use right now. So opacity, that's whether or not it is see-through. 100% means that you cannot see through it. It's opaque is the term. Opacity is like a sub-word of that. But then if it's less than that, then it's slightly transparent. Okay? Flow, that has to do with like how much color comes out when you press down with the mouse. I usually just leave it where it is unless I'm doing something and I'm having trouble. Diameter, I'm adjusting all the time. So this is how big around the brush is. So see, right now I've got this circle and it's a certain size. If I drag the slider this way, the circle gets bigger. If I drag the slider this way, the circle gets smaller. So I think I want it, I don't know, maybe 60 pixels. That seems really good. I found, especially with erasing, you choose the biggest you can for what you're doing. Like obviously if I was going to erase in here, I wouldn't want this size of a brush diameter, but because I am doing this space right here, I want to be able to just click once and be done. I don't want to spend a bunch of time erasing this by hand in tiny screen. It's just a quick cleanup. You don't want to spend a bunch of time on that. And then the other thing is the brush. So sometimes it'll be on like a weird brush, like here this one, dry brush. It's like a crazy pattern, like smudge pattern. There's a ton of others that are weird, like leaves and ornaments and stuff. I really think you should probably stick with these ones up here that are actual like types of brushes, like an oil brush versus an airbrush or a dry brush, or just like a circle or an ellipse. Try this stuff. I don't know that you should be doing a bunch of moons and stuff, is I guess what I'm saying. It won't really turn out probably as good if you were to just use a regular brush. But anyway, for this, airbrush will be great because I don't want to have a hard edge, because then that hard edge might make other stuff look kind of weird where there's a soft edge. I want to keep a soft edge. This is going to be a painting, and paintings are soft. Alright. And the other thing I want to do is zoom in. I don't want to have to be squinting and like looking down to try to see this. And you gotta start getting used to some keyboard shortcuts for this because it saves you so much time. This one is to zoom in or out. Control plus zooms in, Control minus zooms out. So I want to zoom in probably about like that. That looks really good. It's bigger than in life. And then I'm just scrolling down and I'm just using this over here. There is a shortcut for that, but I always forget what it is, so I just skip it. So, whatever, look up the shortcuts you want to use that you're getting tired of having to do by hand. That's everybody's kind of personal thing, I think. And so here I'm just erasing where I originally thought the bottom of the chair leg should be to get it a little better. I think I'm going to erase this too, because I'm going to do that later, and I'll do it off after I've already painted the whole thing. I'm also going to clean up little things that I see that maybe I don't want, like that kind of rough edge there. Yeah, so see, I just kind of erased right there on that rough edge, and maybe I'll do that right here too. And see, I'm just clicking a bunch of times and it's just getting lighter. It's not erasing like 100% perfect, but it's erasing some. And it's erasing what I'm trying to erase. I want to leave some of the like beginnings of value there because it's just going to help me remember. So I don't need to clean that up. And I really don't see anything else that's really bothering me on the edges, because this in here I want to be kind of rough and cool, because that's just some gestures of what the texture was like on the edge of the fringe of that poofy skirt part. So I feel like this is done. We're going to go for it. So now I'm just going to save, and what I like to do is save multiple copies of it. So here I'm going to save it. I'm going to save it as a JPEG, quality 100, and then I'm going to go basic shape sketch clean, because that's what I did. I cleaned it up. And then so that I'll know this isn't the original scan. I've done a little bit of cleaning. And you're going to want to do that. You're going to want to save lots of versions of the file, because otherwise you're going to end up potentially making a mistake and wanting to go back, and you won't have that old version. So each time that you make a significant change, you should save a new version. A lot of artists will do it like with an underscore and then 001, and then the next one 002, 003, and it just makes it easier. Your computer will order them, so then you can scroll down to the most recent one, and you can go back a few versions if you're unhappy with what you've done. So good luck with it.